Hey, how you doing? So I just wanted to make a video today, and obviously I'm at the beach, at the ocean here. And by the way, it's like 70 degrees at least. It is crazy warm. I'm in Washington State. It's February and it's 70 degrees. What's up with that? It couldn't be that climate change thing, could it? Anyway, I don't know. It's unusually warm for February. It's worse here a lot of times in July. So it's very strange. But anyway, when I started this channel, I didn't really want to talk about myself, and I still don't. But it's just I'm 62 years old. You know, I'm nearing the final chapters of my life, and you start to see your own mortality. You know, and to be brutally honest, things haven't gotten a whole lot better for the country in my entire adult life. And, you know, I've just waited and waited thinking things are going to get better and better. And it hasn't been bad. I've had a pretty normal life. I've went through a lot of the things most people do. You know, I went through a divorce. I managed to raise a couple of kids. My career path has been a little different than a lot of people. I've been basically self-employed my entire adult life. You know, in my early years of my 20s, believe it or not, I was a musician. So I was on the road a lot for several years and did that full time. And then when I finally settled down and started my family, I started my own company as a contractor. And I've done that ever since. And I never set out to be a millionaire or anything. I just wanted to have a normal life, and being self-employed gave me a little bit of flexibility on things I could do. So that was all cool. And that's went good. I went to college as well before I went out on the road as a musician. You know, politics now have really changed the mood of everything. Everything seems so polarized now, and it didn't used to be like that. I mean, I don't know if there's other people out there watching this that are close to my age, but you know, when I was young, I can remember, you know, I was in relationships and dated or whatever, and it never dawned on me to even ask, you know, my girlfriends or dates or whatever, what their political affiliation was. I didn't even know. To this day, I don't really know. That didn't really come into play. I think Democrats and Republicans had a lot more in common back then, and they actually did do some policy work and work together a little bit. And over time, due to the fact that I believe that money was hoarded towards the top, I think it's made things more and more polarized and really divided us. And of course, they like that. Billionaires do, because it keeps the focus off of them hoarding all the wealth. And, you know, full disclosure, you know, I probably lean towards more democratic socialist policies, to be honest with you. I could do a video about that later. I'm not a socialist, but I'm a registered independent, okay? And I was a Democrat until Obama, when he didn't fight for a public option and he just gave up on that, I was done. That's when I checked out, you know. And in fact, until somebody is willing to step up and provide at least a shot at some sort of universal health care plan, I got no use for them. I really don't. I mean, while we've sat around arguing about this shit, the rest of the country's passed us by. We're the only country left, industrialized nation, that doesn't have a single payer type of system. And I know they're not all great. You know, you can have critiques of them, you know, that it takes too long to get medical attention. Well, it's not exactly fast here. It's not good. If there's an insurance company involved in our healthcare system, I'm out. I don't want nothing to do with it. They're just bloodsuckers. They're just taking profit off the top. They're not offering healthcare. They're denying you healthcare to make more money. So that's where I'm at with that. And the Republican Party now is basically a cult. It's about 20-25% of the country is just blinded by it. But the majority isn't for this shit, all this ICE and everything that's going on. But this administration, they got elected because, you know, People thought the president could change the price of groceries and gas, and people just aren't educated. They don't understand how things work, and now here we are. So I don't know. At this point, if this is to be repaired, it's either over. The country's either over, in my opinion, meaning we're going to live under a dictatorship, an authoritarian situation, or we're going to go back to the status quo. And meaning that we're going to have these politicians that are all bought and paid for, and nothing ever seems to get done. We don't have FDR moments anymore. That just doesn't happen. So it's just an observation. It's a frustration I live with. And it's aggravating that, it's been the status quo for just years and years. And the way I look at it now, it's probably too late for me. In my lifetime, I'd be very surprised if things got really, really better for most people. And I'm not complaining about my situation so much, but I just hate to see, the country suffer so a couple of billionaires can just hoard all the wealth. There's like 800 guys have all the money. And it's just disgusting. And it's a shame because, our founders and the Constitution, it could have been so good for everybody. But the laws and laws don't do any good unless you enforce them and follow them. Once you begin to let that slip, the entire system is so fragile, and we're learning that now. It can be pulled out from under us, and it can be completely destroyed. So, the only way to fix all these problems, my main theme has been that, greed is the root of all evil. I believe that. Billionaires having all the money, you got to find a way to get it out of their hands, because the politicians now are bought and paid for by the billionaires. The billionaires, they're the ones running this show. Politicians aren't. And so until you can get money out of politics, we're not going to get any meaningful policies changed. Well, I don't know how to get the money out unless somehow we can get to the billionaires. That's where we need an FDR type solution. And if you have any ideas of how we get there, I'd love to hear them. But where I stand right now, well, at least I'm at the beach, right? So I'm going to enjoy this. So sorry to be, it's kind of a downer, I guess the video is, but it's not really uplifting. That wasn't really my intent. But until we find a way to spread some of this wealth, it's just going to get worse. And so that's about where I stand for now. And anyway, I hope everybody's staying safe out there. It's crazy. So I hope everybody has a good day. I'll talk to you again soon. Thanks.